Hello there. It's like 5:30 a.m. and I just know it's just like some brain stuff that come before I go to sleep. I was lost in thought, and I kinda wanna talk about it. I mean I talked about it before, but this is something that I would probably tell my doctor or therapist about it so I can get like better treatment and all that. If you haven't watched my video on I think it was like depersonalization and derealization issue that I had. Well, I'm gonna explain it a little bit more. So in 2018, I was kind of falling out from a lot of things, family, friends, and school. I pretty much died that year because the depersonalization and derealization was really something that like hit me like a truck. I have to learn everything. I wasn't function normally. I don't remember what like who I was back then. It was like a fragment of memories. And at that time, it was like probably the lowest point in my life because there was nobody that like asked me how I'm doing and all that. Even if they did, I wouldn't know how to give the answer. So I would you know, just exist. Like I lived with my mom at the time. We had like a laundromat and I lived inside. She worked outside, she sleep outside. No, not outside the house, but outside the room. Where she worked, she sleep there. And all I could do is say, all I could talk to her is like, oh, what food do you want to eat? Are you hungry? It's lunchtime. It's dinner time. Breakfast ready and stuff like that. I'm not gonna cut this video. I don't have the energy to cut all this. So it's just gonna be one take. So sorry for the poor pronunciation. I'm just fed up. And that was like what, 8 years ago? It's 2026 now. It took me probably like how many years? 4 years? Like half a decade to relearn like a lot of things. There were so many moments that I just feel like, man, I wish I know sooner so I can act sooner. Like if someone tell me straight on what to do, I would do it. But nobody tell me anything, so I just drift. I think it all happened in 2020, and no, it actually happened in 2022. Is after the COVID like kind of wind down. I graduated from non-formal education. Not the proudest thing I can say because people look down on that. Most of the people who pass that usually just work and become like 9 to 5 or like odd job, like employee stuff like that. They don't have much like future plan or stuff like that. It's just like where I am now, where I'm paying for the house, right? Paying for the house bill, for the rent and all the bills and utilities. My little brother take care of the food and commodity that we need. Commodity, is that the right word? Like necessities? Yeah, I would say necessities. But back in 2022, I was like relaxing. It was like a pause because I finally had to get a break. And I think I had like PC in like the year before. Yeah, I got a PC a year before, so I was able to play games. I can relax and all that. Never thought I would get to do something like this. Even though I'm not on a PC right now, I'm on like a gaming laptop my friend gave me. But anyway, my second older brother paid for the house. And all this time I thought like, oh, mom is talking with dad, so he's probably sending money, right? Because that's what usually dad do before, he retired and all that. But that was way back. But she like confessed to me just like last year or something that dad didn't send me send us any sin. We had to do everything just to survive in the 2022. That if I know that is like something that happened, I would have do something. But hey, it passed. I don't think I should regret it. Something has been done and it's just history, It does make me think like, what else is she keeping from me? Like, what truth does she keep from me? I don't trust my mother, and I don't think I ever will. Nobody asked how I was doing back then. People just assume that I'm still like a lazy guy. I'm just a freeloader at that age, But nobody really asked about my feeling. And at the end of the year, I admit myself into psychiatric hospital to get evaluate. And in January 2023, I take my first medication. I think it's a series of unfortunate events. I don't even know if I should say, but the crucial part there. But we had a fall with my first brother, the elder brother, as you would usually call him. It was violent, at least verbally and mentally. We had to move out. So 3 years after that, I have to live in like a. It's a trash place, honestly. It's in the middle of the city. There's cars moving around, people insulting each other in the nearby apartment, someone doing like a laundry at like 3 a.m. It was not good. I had to live through that. And I felt like the pattern kind of repeat itself from 2018. Like I have to restart, like reset myself anew, factory reset myself into survival mode again. And then 2024 come and nothing much happened. Actually, like nothing much happened from what I can remember. But I still doing like YouTube and streaming and all that. Didn't get much traction because I don't know how the fuck you gonna do YouTube like without any knowledge. And that was like before I was using AI to help me think better. Like I'm not actually like rely on AI for everything, but it's nice to have. And I know people will dislike AI and all that, but I'm gonna say it here. For someone who gone through a lot of things and couldn't explain it in word, actually like in like in a native language to the doctor. I think AI is helpful in a certain field. It's not used for everything. And I didn't have any parental guidance back then. I had to rely on AI ever since last year. Start using more of a ChatGPT. Talk to it every day. Archive so many chat. Trying to be productive. Change my plan. Try to, think what is fair and what is not. It was a transitional year, I guess. Like from someone who just do it for fun or trying to hope that someone pay me to do it. Which, well, it eventually happened. But it was not until like late 2025 that I actually get something. and that is like by sheer luck. Although in 2024, at the end of it, I commissioned a live 2D model, which I haven't used much on the channel because it's kind of pain in the ass to like set up, and I don't have an iPhone, so the face tracking is not working properly. The model is fine though. I like the model. I still have the model, and I would work with them again because I like the art style. My friend also gave me a lot of money to at least survive like the first 2 months. Every time I asked him for money to do this and that, he would do that. Despite saying that he is apathetic to the world around him, the way he does things, it speaks for itself. He may seem like someone who doesn't care about the world, but when his friend is in need of something, even though he complain or like, scold me a little bit on how I spend my money, he stick around. And I'm glad to have a friend like that. I was about to say I love you, but that sounds kind of gay to my friend, so I'm not gonna say that. But anyway, I got like, this gaming laptop for a friend. And it kind of changed my life because I can finally play some games. I can actually do some stream, but it is still a limitation. So I'm working on a goal to get a PC, a proper PC and an iPhone. And if lucky, you can get a new model, like 2D model, but right now we gotta stick with this, with what we have. But yeah, late 2025, I start earning, not consistently, but I got it from every now and then to pay for the house, and slowly I realized that I had to be the one that hold the whole place together. Pay for everything. Everything that we eat, I pay. And it's not even like out of like kindness or like, oh, I'm gonna save this part of money for me. No, it's our obligation. I got debt to settle. And yeah. Even asked my friend to help. But that is not even enough. Because I don't want to bother him all that much, But supporter come by and I talked with him how, situation is going on, and we had a deal, I guess. We had a deal. But seeing that like all through 2018 to this, it's quite a journey. Oh yeah, did I tell you in 2022 my brother, like my second brother that paid for the house and all that, he came to us personally because he worked in like Bangkok or whatever, in a condo that he lived in, and we live in like a rural area with a sheep house with a sheep neighbors. He got so much to teach us, but he doesn't. He just give us money and just let us figure it out. And mind you, I was just very like, I was considered adult by that time. But the way he treat me is just different from my little brother. Everyone sees my little brother as like this artist prodigy. He has his own issue, but because I love him, I'm not gonna explain everything, but everyone like kinda love him more than I do. I'm like the unwanted child. They didn't say that to me directly, but I can feel it in my heart. The moment he come to visit me and like, oh, you should get a job. Not a word of encouragement like, oh, you should do something to help the household. Hey, if you got a hobby, you should try that and make a living out of it. Not even a question like, oh, what are you gonna do in the future? No, just straight up, you should get a job. How would you feel? Like, how would you feel someone saying that? Not knowing that, like, what you've been going through for like the past 4 years. It must have hurt, you know. It must have hurt. For half a decade, I tried to build myself up from nothing. And then I finally graduate. I finally have a friend that I can talk to. He said that to me. And to be honest, I was shocked. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say. And he looked at me weirdly, like I'm some kind of disappointment in the family or stuff like that. It hurt. It truly hurt. Like, my little brother has brighter future than I do. I didn't figuring things out until like late 2022. Start doing YouTube. Oh, I get view. I get my new microphone. It's still the one I'm using right now. I can't change the microphone, otherwise the audio is gonna be all fucked up. I need a proper PC to like power the microphone if I want to buy like a new one. I need a lot of money for that. But right now we're stuck with this. As long as it still works, it works. If one day I suddenly don't talk, then that means the microphone is dead. But yeah, I just start because I like doing things. Man, I probably got like 2018 again in 2022 at the end of it. Like I was in so much pressure. Nobody like talked to me. Nobody advised me to do this and that. I had to like talk to my friend, and my friend suggested I should like seek medication, like therapist and all that. Nobody did say that I should get to therapy because they told me, I think, like if you have like a medical report on, especially on your mental health, the chance of getting a job is lower in Thailand. That's just how it is. So yeah, I hate it. I hate to break it to you, but if you have mental health record, especially violent ones, it's pretty much like criminal record. That's how people see unemployment. For me, it's not violence, but for me, it's like severe depression, severe anxiety. There's a liability that company doesn't want people like that. And I think it's still true to this day. I even thought that like, oh, he worked like with a hotel or something like that. I should get like a promotion, like not promotion, but like like a support from that. I mean, if I have to work at a hotel, I don't mind that kind of support. But no, nothing. No question. Like, I mean, if he said that I should get a job, right, and he had like a position where he can help me get a job, and because I know English pretty well. I wouldn't say I'm like super good, but I'm like kind of good back then. It was conversational. I was just shy. I didn't talk much. But like if he said like, oh, I could suggest you to this hotel and you can work there, I would take that at an instant. But no, this family had to be quiet on everything. Everything needs to be silent. And I truthfully, the second brother that, told me to get a job, but he was the one paying for the rent, and my mom scrambling for everything to make sure I get to eat, and my little brother get to eat. Yeah. Like I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. It hurt me in the long term. Like we could have talked something out, but nothing come. Nothing ever did. Nobody cares about my feeling. Nobody asks if I'm doing okay. When I say that I'm not doing okay, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get this and that. The way they say to me is like defensive, being defensive against a person that is worrying about themselves. Oh boy, That's a new low. In all my life, I never get thanked for what I did. I don't take things for granted. I thank people all the time for what they did to me. Never once in my life I did get that. It's not like it's not even like I'm trying to like get compliment and all that like every day. Oh, you just doing so well and all that. I mean now I get that now because of some regular chatter say that to me because I'm kind of self-employed as a YouTuber and a VTuber. But I don't I don't handle that well because nobody ever said like compliment to me. No one ever really take me seriously. Even at the verge of like dying, possibly a possibility of dying, nobody cares. They just brush off as like a trivial thing. They always talk about themselves first before I am. All my life, I've revealed myself again and again, just to become a completely total stranger to my family. I was fucking wild, man. Yeah, can you imagine like? Okay, I'm not gonna paraphrase this, but I did tell my mother that I want to go to the hospital as soon as possible because it was like Sunday night and Monday they opened the hospital, right? And it was this was before I moved out. I told my mom that and I need like the appointment paper and my ID card. And they were like shitting out outside. All I did is like ask for that. An ID card and an appointment paper. And I told them, hey, I have a suicidal ideation. I'm gonna talk to a professional about this. Okay, I'm gonna give you like 10 seconds to think how she would respond to that. 10 seconds. Are you done thinking? It's probably been 10 seconds right now, right? She told something along the line of, oh, you want to go to the psych ward? You want me to put you into the psych ward? Like myself? And I was like, no, just... Like, I tried to calm her down. And then she was like, we're gonna talk about this tomorrow. I'm gonna keep your ID and the paper tomorrow. So I just walk off. Go back to my room. She knocked on my door. Tell that she's sorry. But like, that's not the first time that it happened. And I don't feel safe living with them. I still don't, by the way. My suicidal tendency is just so random and so high. I didn't talk to my doctor. I didn't get a chance to because I thought it would be safe to trust them a little bit more. But no. The more I live with them, the more I feel like I'm just a tool. I'm trying to make like meaning out of nothing, right? Kind of like that video I make, but it's actually in a way that nothing matters, nothing at all, and I'm still making meaning out of it in a good way, because prior to that, at the end of 2000, not the end of 2022, it was like my birthday on 2023. I did threaten to kill myself. And she responded defensively, because why not? She said something along the line of like, oh, why are you trying to kill yourself? Do you know how hard it is for me? And I cried. And I sit still for like probably like 10 minutes or like 20 minutes before I like go to my room. And that was like, before we move out again. I locked myself in there and just throwing stuff. I cried. I stayed in the room for like 2 hours. My life was over back then. I thought I ended it all. Like, not worth living anymore. But I still do anyway. And a few days after that, we moved. Like, nothing happened. Not even one sorry, by the way. I wake up, I try to have like breakfast, and she just trying to act like nothing happened. Should I say this? Because it's what my little brother told me. I mean, it's personal things you say personal, right? But all my life I've been on the internet, so I don't think it will matter all that much. At first, my second brother would try to sue me for all this false excuse. I can't talk. My second brother would try to sue me if I were to keep going and I blew up and I have influence enough that it will affect his job. He either would cut ties with me or try to sue me for false accusation. There you go. But these are not false. These are truth. Truthful for me. I have to go through that, brother. Do you feel shame in yourself? Do you still feel pride in yourself? I hope you do, because I don't want to associate with you again. I don't trust you. I don't trust people that I live now, except my little brother. He's been supportive. He's a queer person just like me. We are all queer, but only two of us understand each other. But anyway, he said something like, she's a terrible mom, honestly. And I was like, yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Considering what she does in the name of the family, loving her children equally, and using that as a status symbol for stability. None of it was true. Obviously, she had a favorite, otherwise she wouldn't be talking about my second brother like all day long. Oh, he does so well, he did so well. And then he like... I'm gonna like review the full message, but before we move out, everything was like before... I forgot. But he pretty much takes us like, oh, you wanna go eat somewhere in like the city? And I was like, oh, you in the city? Like mom tried to like talk to him like, oh, is he in the city? But no, he was with my first brother, my elder brother, eating his fucking noodle, even though he's, quite frankly, a bastard, because he abused my mom verbally and physically. And then my second brother just did. No message. No nothing. As if something happened between them, you know, my elder brother, abusive brother, and himself. And then I tried to text him like, why are you ghosting us? Then he said something along the line of like, oh, I can choose who I talk to. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is if you consider that guy a family, do you not consider us as a family? You know what I mean? After that, I just kind of just broke off with him. I just don't trust him anymore. Don't come back. You won't find us. If only you had the courage to look me in the eye while saying that, brother. Of course not. You go back to Bangkok and just work your damn job. Live in a condo while we're struggling out here. Thing escalated. Now I have to live in fear because people are so fucking abusive. Anyway, I was supposed to be talking about like my 2018 experience, but now I like involve family drama into this. I'm sorry. I just don't have any place to went to. If I talk to ChatGPT, it's gonna be like, oh, don't stream that, don't do that, don't make a video about hatred, anger, and all that. But this is human error in the making, my friend. My little blue bird. AI can be pretty logical, more logical than I would ever be. But emotionally, I am at the breaking point. If this keep going, I don't think I will last until 30, my friend. Hey, I'm still trying to make something, right? At least I'm voicing this out. Something that I would talk to my therapist about if they have time for it. I wish they have time for it, but usually the session took like 5 minutes and you just boot you out, take medication, go home. Hey, at least it's a free healthcare, right? Except not really. If you want a therapy session for more than, let's say, 30 minutes or like an hour, you have to pay. So what now? What now is that I keep on walking, keep on learning. This is my year. I meant that quite literally because I was born in a horse year. Water horse, to be exact. And then this year is like fire horse. So I kinda think of it as a phoenix thing. I will rebirth from the ashes that I've been reduced to. Man, I feel like this video is a cry for help. It's not. If you wanna support me, just do it, I guess. I just want to show you what's going on in my head, how I'm feeling, how like what I had to be holding on for so long. And the medication is wearing off. It's start to not work anymore. My doctor brushed it off and just reduced the dosage as if that would help with anything. Anyway, thanks for listening. I don't have anyone to talk to about this. Even if they talk to me, right? I did talk to my friend about this sometimes. They would say like, oh, your family's fucked, bro. And I was like, yeah, it was fucked. But the best they can do is provide financial support. They cannot help me in the country because they live in a different country. So yeah, I appreciate their help, even though it's not physical. I don't take it for granted. I appreciate every ounce of help that they gave me, all the support, all the motivation they gave me, and I hope it stay that way. If you're somehow watching this, Misky, Shaggy, ADC, or even Deer, even Dio, Mo, Mao. Man, that sound like a animal noise. Prince, you're my brother. Okay? Anyway, 6 a.m. I should go. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be going now. Ciao.